So I want to welcome you all to the membership informational meeting for Kuretsu Northwest and Rockies. And just to really hone in on who we are serious investors looking at serious opportunities. This is not something that's for fun. Although people find fun in it, there's real and dollars that are invested. There's real time that goes into this. And we look forward to, providing a substantial value to our members as they work together and move through these different processes. We are the world's leading investment group. We are the largest. We have been #1 in North America the last 5 years running now in PitchBook, and we were #4 globally last year in 2020. So we are looking at these deals day in and day out and really helping to support our members and support the companies moving through these different processes. We have over 55 chapters and 3,000 members. We have funded nearly 1,100 companies to date. And so we're all over the world. And when you join as a Keiretsu Forum member, you join the entire global network and you have access to all the deals that they're looking at, as Nathan was saying, up in the Nordics or in the Mid-Atlantic region or wherever. You have access to those deals as well and visibility to what they're looking at and being able to also communicate with the other Keiretsu Forum members. This is from 2019. PitchBook actually broke their processing chart somehow this last year. We've been waiting for a more official document, but as I stated, we have been #1 the last 5 years running in North America, and these are our 2019 stats. We are also #1 in 2020, and the numbers just dropped in the last week or so, so we're waiting to get our official document, and I'll update my deck. In the Northwest and Rockies region specifically, we have over 325 members. We have 6 regional chapters. We offer education and opportunities for mentorship. This is very important, not only for mentoring investors or investors mentoring companies. In 2019, we invested $54 million in 82 companies. In 2020, our investors put in just under $59 million in 67 companies. So we saw less companies come through our process due to the Zoom format, but we funded more dollars into those companies. And so that was really amazing to see. I do not do this alone. There is a small but mighty team that helps with every step of the way, whether you're receiving emails from Claire and we're helping to get all the events coordinated, or Nate Foose working through and herding the cats and getting diligence done and helping the investors get their questions answered, or facilitating a very deep discussion on deal terms, whatever it might be. We have Shauna here helping to make sure all the members have their needs met and are taken care of. We have our entrepreneurial team with Juan and Amber really helping to work on the funnel in that front end of the funnel, making sure the companies are being vetted appropriately, and we're supporting them at least with the questions being asked and the feedback being brought to them so they can plug holes in their business plan and be successful, whether we have a chance to look at them or not. Really looking to provide value every step of the way. And the funding marketplace is really, it's shifted over the last 15 years since I've been engaged. I know Nathan has seen this shift as well over his last 20+ years. But 15 years ago, angels really just got in this seed startup stage, and then it went to VCs after that. But what we've seen over the last 5 to 7 years especially is that angels and private investors are moving into later stage funding rounds, and it helps de-risk them. Family offices are helping to write larger checks. They're also helping with the acquisition piece of it. And so that VC route has really defined itself as its own route. And staying the private investor route has really defined itself as another route that a company can take. And so what this has done is it's really opened up the types of deals that we're able to look at, the types of stages, and being able to allow some of our investors to get in early on some deals and take those bigger risks. And then also maybe at a higher valuation, get in on some later deals and generate some liquidity quicker, which helps offset the risk. There is a huge funding ecosystem. And, some people, over the years, some people think that, it's like my fellow angel group in town is like my competition. Absolutely not. It takes all of us working together to help these companies be able to get the resources they need. So whether they're individuals looking at deals and trying to diligence them themselves and taking their own expertise and going at it alone, or local angel groups investing in just the local deals. I mean, I know there's groups in Portland, especially if they can't see the company from their office window, they will not invest in them. And so that's a lot of what the local angel groups do, is they help those local companies. We have accelerators working early on with companies and taking equity and helping them run through boot camps and things to get items built up in their operations and their go-to-market defined. There's regional angel groups that invest in certain regions only. And then there's us. And we just are a bit different. We work with all of these other organizations and groups. And we are sector agnostic, we're region agnostic, and really we're a bit deal term agnostic too. We look at later stage companies, but we'll look at some seed deals, especially if they have substantial traction. But really that series A, B, and C is where we find our sweet spot with the types of companies that we invest in. So here's the deal. Investing in these companies, as Nathan was saying at the beginning of the meeting, is hard and it's really risky, and going at it alone, the chances of you losing money are really high. And most people, what happens is, their friend brings them a deal and they're like, hey, you should invest in this deal. This sounds great. And they're like, okay, sure. My friend brought me this deal. They said I should invest. I'm going to invest. The company ends up failing. They lose all of their money. And as a result, that individual is like, and I'm done with angel investing. Of all the households that are able to participate of the accredited status in our country, only 3% invest. And of that 3%, only 1% writes checks greater than 10,000. And so we really work with a very special level of individual who is looking to help combat the lack of quality, consistent deal flow. I just joined Clubhouse last week, and so that's been an interesting phenomena. There are so many entrepreneurs out there chomping at the bit every which way and that way. I mean, there's a lot of deals that are flowing out there. There's a lot of entrepreneurs competing for capital. And honestly, I think a majority of them should not be raising at all. So, there's the opportunity to get in bad deals is high. So how do we combat that? The lack of due diligence expertise. Really being able to take that mind share, leverage other people's backgrounds and experiences is extremely beneficial. To be able to have some great expertise, digging in, looking in, seeing if there's a there, and I'm really outlining the pros if we invest, and then also the risk profile of the companies. They lack negotiating leverage, especially going at it alone. But the biggest one is the time and the resources, because we all have plenty of capital. Capital is not the issue. It's the time we never get back. And so how are we able to work together, streamline things to make it time efficient and worthwhile for us in how we spend our time. So we bring together our investors that we work together to source impactful deals. And it helps us to not only increase our impact and have self-development and look at exciting new opportunities on the cutting edge, but also generate a return. And right now, there is no better time to actually be in this early stage space. You can look back upon history and major events that have occurred throughout history in the transition of revolutions, whether it be the Industrial Revolution or the Second Industrial Revolution or the emerging tech revolution or where we are now coming out of COVID. There's really not a better time to be an investor when things are a bit cloudy and we really don't know where they're going, but there's a whole lot of opportunity and upside to be able to capitalize on. So this year, we really are focused on culture within our organization, especially being on Zoom. It's just really given us some new things to think about over the course of the last year. So we have created an annual theme that we'll be embracing each year of who we are as Keiretsu members and how we show up, not just for one another, but for the entrepreneurs that are presenting and our potential investments, as well as monthly themes, which help us with our self-development and having a little bit more focus there, differences in perspective, because the reality is if you ask one investor how they do things, you've asked one investor how they do things, and everybody does things a little bit differently. So if we're able to pepper in an experience share from different perspectives, then our investors can really help cultivate what works well for them. And that's what's really important. So our themes, our teams and valuations, term sheets, where we are this month, we'll be talking about diversification and a balanced portfolio next month, due diligence, intellectual property, etc. At the end of the year, we're going to compile all of this material for our investors to have a bit of a booklet to take forward as then we create new themes for the following year. So we're really excited about this and excited about the growth and being able to build a solid culture within the organization as we move into our new time. So a couple of things on becoming a Keiretsu member and what this means is that, one, we just need to make sure our core values align. If anybody was on the meeting yesterday, they got to see somebody came in and solicited, even though I said, like, if you solicit, you're going to be removed. I think he honestly tried to spam as many people as he could before he got removed from the meeting. But that's not someone we allow into our meetings. It's not something that that's not who we are as an organization, and that's not how we show up. And so core values are critically important to us. And so we're looking at accredited investor status, a trusted, honest, and respected member in the business community. People do business with people they know and trust, and a contributor of time and wisdom and expertise. There is an online application. Shauna will send you a DocuSign, and be thoughtful with your answers. Let us understand a little bit more about you and what you're looking to gain from this experience. How can we help support that? And where do you want to fit in? How can we connect you up with members and really help make sure in this space that you're able to get your goals met and achieve what you're looking for within membership? We have a personalized onboarding session where we'll run through all of these things. We'll learn a little bit more about you. I will learn a little bit more about you in person. And then we will welcome you to the largest, most active investment group globally, which is pretty neat. So a little bit more, we're going to also run through in the personalized onboarding, aside from me getting to know you and your goals and what you're looking for and helping to build that relationship between us, is our systems review. We have K4 TV and ProCedar and Kuretsu Connect as some of our platforms. We'll also be talking about mindshare forums and what those are, and that's come out of the COVID era, is the development of the mindshare forums, but it's been a very good value for our members who have chosen to participate. And then we can work on getting you into our events and getting you engaged. So just really quickly in summary, member benefits are exclusive access to over 50 chapters and 3,000 members, peer-to-peer learning through mindshare, not only in our forum meetings, but through our mindshare forums if you choose to opt into that. Our digital technology through Kuretsu Connect and our different platforms. We do have discounted rates to PitchBook. We buy PitchBook subscriptions in bulk, and we do that a few times a year. So if you did want to gain access to PitchBook, we do offer our members this added benefit for their research and data. We also have due diligence, facilitation, education, and support. Our proprietary deal flow access, a lot of it comes from within our membership or from our partners. And so we're not just looking at the next deal that just came off a Clubhouse. We look at really good vetted deals to be able to, make some good solid investments and generate a return. Like I said, deal terms really important. I just came from a very lively term sheet committee. We work with our council quite a bit on that. And then also just some of our expert members that have, funded a lot of opportunities and have seen a lot of deal terms to make sure that they're just fair and balanced. We're not trying to imbalance them. We just want to make sure they're fair and balanced going forward, and we're setting the company up for success. So when that exit opportunity comes, nothing wonky will happen to screw that up. And then we syndicate our deals out, make sure that our companies are able to raise all their capital and get back to doing what they do best, which is building their company. And then we finish out with diversification and really looking at a diverse array of deals and being able to diversify your portfolio. So next steps, Shauna will send out a membership application if you're interested. Do we have a poll we can launch quickly to be able to see what people's interest levels are? And then I'm going to open it up for questions. So very short, sweet, and to the point. And I'm happy to take any questions that anybody Thank you all for joining in.